Hello, and welcome to this fifth issue of the Open World Gamedev newsletter. And today I'm going to review just one product, but I have something else to show as well at the end. So the product this week is the Herbalist's Primer, which is a book that I saw on Kickstarter maybe 2 years ago or something, and I thought I really want this. And it's maybe not because I'm like super interested in botany or plants as such, although I think it's interesting, but it just feels like one of those types of books that you really should have in your library if you're like if you want to have like a complete library of things that you might want to look up during like a RPG campaign, or if you want to put some plants into your open world game, maybe. So basically what it is, it kind of looks like just a general plant book, because if you open up to almost any given page, it's going to show you, let's see if I can get a good picture of this, maybe not like this, maybe. Yeah, so it's going to have some sort of plant. This is ginseng, so that it's like a real plant, right? It has one of these, typical planty paintings that you might get in a book about plants, and listed is typical information that you might be interested in about a plant, a real plant. I'm not sure if all of the plants are 100% real. There may be some that are like made up. I'm not good enough at plants to know that. But here's mint, for example. Here's like a description about mint, how it, like where it lives, the habitat, how you can forage it, how you can cook it, like culinary properties, how you can use it medicinally. And then perhaps the fun part, or one fun part, is that it has a list of magical properties. So this has like a fantasy theme to it. So for each of the plants, there's a list of, of course made up, but made up fantasy or made up magical properties. So here it says that mint is a healing herb, who knows? And it can like relieve headaches. It says, so it's things you can have fun with if you're putting it into your campaign or your game as inspiration, or just as a quick lookup. Like if you want a quick plant about something that is like a quick healing plant that the players might find out in the world, or if you want to have like some sort of dynamic balancing in your open world RPG, then you could like I'm just gonna spawn some mint ahead of them, and the player can pick them up, and there's a healing plant for you. And in addition to all of the plants, which are like a lot of them, it's the majority of this book, so it's a pretty good amount of them, over maybe 100, 200, something like that. And in addition to that, there's like a list of recipes. Here is a list of everything you might need. Like this is all like inventory lists or stuff that you might need in order to prepare plants, like prepare cooking or prepare for lab experiments or whatever, like a chiller, blower, dehydrator, blah 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 blah. There's recipes, like crafting recipes, and this description. If you want to make a poultice, there's a description of what that is, and here's like an example of a poultice. Powders, pills, tablets, all of these things. If you want to quickly find, I even have my bookmark here. So this is notable toxic plants, because I was actually playing with my brothers the other day or the other week, and I poisoned them basically in their when they were eating some food, and I just picked a random. I think I rolled a die to like see which of these poisonous plants they ate, and each of them has like a list of symptoms that they might have. So as the evening developed, I just rolled on the table to see which symptoms they got, and I think they might be listed in order of from bad to worse, or from not so bad to really bad, I guess. So, for example, the Deadly Nightshade, I think that's the one that they got. The first one is dilated pupils, sensitivity to light, and then it ends with like delirium, convulsions, and death. But luckily enough, they never rolled that high on the die, but they could have. So there's just a lot of stuff about plants in here, which I think is super cool. And it. So I should also mention it's by Anna Urbanek. And there's a link in the newsletter. So with the Kickstarter, I'm not sure if that is available anymore, but it also came with like a tabletop adventure. So it's like a adventure that you can play, and it's really themed around plants and like bees and things like that. I think the players are like minimized to mice or something like that, and they have to find their way back to regular size or whatever. Seemed fun. And then it also came with this Herbalist flashcards deck. So it's a deck of it's also quite big, and it's basically I think it's one card for every plant in the book. And for example, here is the rose card. It has a rose painting on the back, and on the front there's a description about like what a rose is. So I think like probably the intention is like if you're playing and the players pick up a rose, you can just give this card to them, and then they will know. Or maybe just you can have it for a quick reference if they want to like make something out of it. It says like how to use it medicinally, culinarily, and magically. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, so I did have quite fun with my brothers because we had a really impromptu RPG session last week, I think. Just an evening when they were visiting, and I basically picked up almost all of my sort of procedural generation related books, or books with just content or tables and all of that good stuff, and just laid them out on a table and started playing. And like as we went, I just picked from various books to figure out what to do next. And I really realized that I should have had like I need to study them a little bit more ahead of time to know where to look and how to use them properly. But it was still fun. So there'll be a picture somewhere here. And I think that's it for this week's newsletter. I hope you liked it. I hope you are having fun with developing open world games or whatever it is you do. And we do have a Discord. You can join there. It's a lot of fun. It's not super active, which is, I think, good maybe right now, because it's nice to have a place that's a little bit more cozy, and you can just talk to the active people and post links and just have a little bit of discussion without being overwhelmed about all sorts of things. Anyways, thank you, and bye bye.